great work in this movie.
Thank you.
Talk about kind of the transformation into Lynne Cheney, because I think her husband is very well documented, but she less so.
Yeah, people are less familiar with her, but it's surprising how outspoken she is and how often she was out there, whether it was on a book tour. She hosted a program on CNN for a while. So there was quite a bit of material that was helpful for me to kind of understand her. But to really get into her, I had to go back into her history, because I realized when I was looking at the more current stuff, I was approaching it with a different type of critical eye. And I really wanted to bring the humanity into the performance.
Yeah. What was probably the most surprising thing you think you learned about her?
Everything was a surprise. I really knew so little about her. I knew she was very outspoken. I knew she didn't like Eminem. I knew that because I kind of do like Eminem. And so everything was a surprise. I didn't know how well educated she was. I didn't know that she worked inside of the government. She was the chairman of it's for humanities. Sorry, I know what it is, but National Endowment of Humanities. So she was very accomplished as well, but just in a quieter way.
Yeah. She strikes me as almost more. I mean, they're both kind of very calculating people, at least in the film that we can see. But she almost is a little like she's the one who I think calculates politically the aftermath of when Mary Cheney comes out, where surprisingly he's kind of like just sort of unconditional in his love.
I'm always really fascinated by people's that I think her hesitancy comes across like that, and. In portraying that was never, it was only a sliver of what I imagined going through her body and her mind at that moment. Yes, political calculation of sort of like, but more of like, my daughter is now a target for any of our opponents. I mean, anyone they could attack my daughter, they can attack my family, and that's important to Lynne. So when I was portraying it, I never thought that she was that it had any sort of homophobia attached to it. It was more of a devastation for how hard this will be for Mary and for the family.
You worked with Christian now 3 times. He's well known for the transformations he goes through. What was it like when he walked out on set the first time in the way we all envisioned Dick Cheney?
You know, Christian never fails to impress me with his dedication. The first time I saw him, we were at a hair and makeup test, and we were kind of getting it done, and I didn't really see him until he walked out, and I was like, I don't even remember what Dick Cheney looks like, because now you are Dick Cheney. You know, he just, there wasn't a moment that I didn't become absorbed in his portrayal and his commitment.